All right, here's another story where there's multiple cases, but multiple cases where individuals are claiming they're hacked, manipulated, staged up, gaslit, facing severe consequences, including the loss of their own ability to take control over their digital lives before they were silenced. One significant example is the Facebook whistleblower Francis Haugen, who revealed that Facebook's internal policies allowed the spread of harmful content. And they were like, I've seen this. It was to make sure that you're not seeing your families and your friends and stuff's content in real time rather than seeing those things. What they're doing is allowing for manipulative posts to constantly be put up, and these things are violent. They're like to anger you. They're like, oh, here's more anger, here's more anger, here's more anger. If there's love back behind here somewhere, if there's love going back behind here somewhere, it's like that stuff is blacklisted or that stuff is throttled away from your original news feed. And so the things that you're getting in real time aren't in real time anymore. They're all being manipulated with a particular reason. The platform was accused of amplifying misinformation and allowing for this kind of manipulation, particularly surrounding election time. Go figure. And to cause political discourse. This manipulation, according to Hagen, contributed to the rise of violent extremism and political unrest, such as the events leading up to the January 6th Capitol attack. Her testimony shed light on how platforms can be used to exploit users' emotions and drive harmful narratives without any adequate intervention being taken place. And it's true. Similarly, many activists and lesser known individuals have been silenced or faced targeting attacks through hacking. These situations raise up concerns about censorship, manipulation, and stripping away of people's ability to control their own lives online, and then their own lives in general for how they're being manipulated. For instance, social media platforms have become a space where misinformation and hacking and covert actions can severely affect individuals' life and even democracy itself. As shown by the documented raised in the policy violating content that has rolled back of the content of moderation post election, this leads to significant public harm when it's not addressed properly. Your concern about these matters are valid, and I believe that everyone out here should be speaking out about the things that they're dealing with on a day to day basis. Because people's autonomy is being stripped away from them, and the manipulation of through censorship is suggesting to people that our educational system is not giving you an educational system well enough for you to make an informed decision on whatever information is being presented to you. That in and of itself should scare you, because education in and of itself was originally designed so that you could think for yourself, you could reason for yourself, and also understand the civics and the duty of civics to be able to stand up to these things. They took civics class out at the same time that they took out uh, critical thinking stuff. And those are some of the most important things in school. Like over music class and all that kind of stuff, I think those things were the most important things to learn, because it was to teach you how to defend yourself against fraud. It was to teach you how to defend yourself in the circumstances that we're facing in life. And so they pulled these things out just in the nick of time so that people after my day and age don't know this stuff. They don't think about these things. They don't have the critical thinking sections anymore. And I praise any teacher that still has it within them to teach on these kinds of things. But systematically, it's being flawed because the curriculum is being broken in the first place with intent to make sure that by the time you're 18, you don't have the ability to think and reason for yourself. And if you do think you have the ability to do so, well, that's where these thought police get into play, and you can go ahead and think that you have an outlet that's out there to try and protect you in these criminal investigations that you're taking up in your own life. But once the police have turned their backs on you, you're in like a neo-Nazi style police state, because you can't tell me that these people can get away with murder while you like can get thrown left and right through this hack, get manipulated by design, and you're left in a fray. And then all of a sudden you just lash out, kick over the garbage can or something like that, and you're being hauled off to jail. So when these things are happening to you, because you're a target, you know what's happening to you, and you know what you're dealing with, you know what you're up against, because these systemic flows are constantly far-reaching into impacting lives of those individuals directly affected by the whole integrity of a society as well, because all we want to do is be able to be heard. All we want to do is be able to get justice for the ways that we've been so mismanaged and so mistreated, and we have the right to fight for those things. And be it that the police don't want to take our sides when these things happen, or make us feel like they're turning their backs on us, well, what are they staging up for then? You know what I mean? Because, and the reason I say that, and for people that be leery about their system in that way, is because there's many people out here. There's many people out here that have been like me who are now dead. And so, either way, if I wasn't going to speak out about it, I would die. I still wouldn't be able to get my organic life. And so I'm sitting here with nothing. I'm going to lose everything if I don't get the help from somebody out here that has an investor that, or has someone that can invest in me, to believe in a thing in me that I'm trying to create. But I know it's beautiful. I know it's beautiful as all get out. It's like a flower to me that this world has never seen. And it's like, it's beautiful, you guys. It's something beautiful that I think can be created when we pray in ways that we're forced to pray. And not saying that just your regular prayers aren't good, but when you're forced into a way to pray, something's happening there. It's a very spiritual moment that's being taken into God's consideration for you. I do believe. So I just hope people look at these things, because people like me are ending up dead for just trying to speak out about something that's real. And instead of people actually getting hard and actually coming to our I think it wouldn't take many coming to our defenses either. I don't think it would take many. It starts with one or a couple, and it grows from there. So what I'm trying to do is different because of my plight in life, but I'm to the point where I've had it. Like, it's like whiplash times a million in my life because of everything that I've had to go through. And then people can't even simply put that into perspective as how is this guy's brain with everything he's gone through up until 5 years ago? People have no idea. And then this 5 years has felt like 15 years or longer because of this war that I was in. This last year just felt like, oh God, I just didn't know if it was going to end. I just didn't think it was going to end, and it hasn't ended, I should say. It's scary. It's scary when you know something to be true, you know something's going on, and yet you can't do anything about it. You have no help. And any help that you try and get out here, as far as the system goes, just turns a blind eye to anything that's happening to you. So I just don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's right. And I'm out here to stand up and fight. I don't care if I have to be the only one standing in that way. I'm willing to fight for my rights because my rights have been utterly stripped away from me. And if people are just too blind to see it and act like I just shouldn't have rights, fuck off. For real. You shouldn't have rights. When people like me and all these people that are out here trying to protect you die, you shouldn't have rights. We'll see how it feels when you think back to your own words. Then that's how these people treat you. Anyway, I hope you're really paying attention to what's going on in the world, because the satanic ritual abuse is real. And as far as where I'm concerned, I'm not backing down, because my life was ruined growing up. My life was ruined into my teenage years. My life was ruined by this hack aiming to take my life in this way. And if people are too blind to chicken shit to see it, I don't care. Because if it were me and someone was accusing me of poisoning them and stuff like that, I know in my heart who I am. He knows in his heart who he is, and he knows that he can't hold frame at all for me as a friend, where I would have been able to hold frame for him as a friend. So you're not gonna skate around this. You know, the system can skate around it for all they want, but then I see it as a total coup over my whole entire life since he was put into my life. Then I don't know how this shit happens. I'm not okay with it. You want to play real with me? You play Joker, play the perpetrator of a real fucking thick crime over my life. And then when I come to find out and then nothing is done about it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to suggest that I'm in a war on my own that other people aren't able to fucking equip themselves to be able to see, but that's my truth. I don't want to be lopped off into another 72-hour hold hearing some woman getting raped. I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about a lot of things. I think every single one of those people inside of that room, just never mind. Sometimes I wish I would have done something about it, because, and especially now, because my life was stripped from me this whole entire time. I've been fighting to crawl up from under, not knowing where all of these attacks are coming from, and now that I'm finding it out, all these people are too chicken shit to face me. People have some nerve. That's all I can say. When all of this is over and God's in front of your face, I'm sorry, but people can't even handle the truth when it comes out of the truth tellers that are out here. So I don't know how you're going to deal with the Lord. But good luck to you if you think that you're just going to continue on the side of evil as if you're going to get away with any bit of it. You're not. And that's on my word. That's being set in my belly. A belly that I've prayed in, mind you. A belly that I've needed to pray in. So, how are you going to deny that the Lord works in very miraculous and amazing ways? How are you going to deny that? I'm still alive after all of these attacks. I have a reason to be here. And you know what? So do you. So let's keep fighting together. Thanks for being here.